Let's get into it. And to the person, I just saw the comment. They said, Barry Babbitt, you said it's a handy clap. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh my God.
That's a good one. That's a solid one.
That's great.
I like that one.
I like puns.
Sold Not For Sale podcast. Got the wife with me.
Hello.
And we got Duncan Trussell, Joe Rogan, but they're talking about a cult. And I love to talk about cults, and I love the comparison that Duncan makes in this clip. Mm-hmm. And you have a little information on this. What's the cult called? Because I keep messing it up.
Love Has Won.
Okay, the Love Has Won cult.
Yes.
Maybe we'll just call them a group, you know?
Yeah.
We'll let you guys decide if it sounds like a cult. You know, let them decide. Maybe they think it's a straight up religion, you know?
That's
You never know. Don't forget about IamCoachColin.com. We got Sold Not For Sale. We got Public Enemy #1. Discount code is I Am Coach Colin. All capital letters, all one word, 1 L in the name Colin. Let's get into this clip.
You don't want that.
Dude, okay, so this connects to what we're talking about. I told you about this great documentary on Netflix about this cult, Love Has Won. Fascinating. This cult leader, essentially, like my analysis of it is that the cult killed her. She started off as a cult leader, but then as things progressed...
What was her name?
I can't remember. Her mother, God, is what they called her.
Here it is. This is the lady?
Yeah.
From Mother God to mummified corpse, inside the fringe spiritual sect, Love Has Won. Amy Carlson was supposed to be the incarnate of Marilyn Monroe, Joan of Arc, and Jesus Christ. Man, that's ambitious. When she shed her earthly body for the latest time, authorities found her followers still worshiping it, shedding light on the group many have called a cult.
It's a fucking cult. I can't believe they said it like that. That's a cult.
Many have called. Jesus, Rolling Stone, what are you doing?
Dude, that's such weird language.
What does that even mean?
Well, the documentary is spectacular, but what's interesting about it is that so this person is dying. She needs to go to the hospital. Sometimes she would come out of her cult leader, I am God mentality and say to people, I don't think this is real. I don't think I'm God. And they would say to her, Mother God, you're just in your lowers right now. You're not in your higher etheric body, which is why you think you're not Mother God. You are Mother God. And in interviews, one of them, I think, said, if she'd asked to go to the hospital, I don't think we would have taken her. So this cult forms around this woman, and then the cult itself enables her alcoholism. She was a profound alcoholic, like keeps her on, she's like drinking colloidal silver till she turned fucking blue.
Oh my God.
Turns blue, and like the cult like essentially like devours her until they're worshiping her mummified body. I'm comparing this to the presidency.
How did they mummify her?
Well, I don't know that they just like let her like sit in a sleeping bag. You can see the picture if you want to see the picture of it.
Yeah, I want to see the picture.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty wild.
How rough is it?
Not, I mean, the way that her, whatever the eyes are that they put there really do seem to be gazing into your soul is pretty intense.
Put fake eyes in there?
I'm not sure it was her eyes. I read that they painted it, or it's like, dude, it is. You will love this documentary, by the way.
I didn't get the exact photo yet, but this is like where.
That's it. She's turning blue.
Yeah.
Oh wow. And that's from the colloidal silver?
Yeah, Mother God.
God, that's so weird. And what was she trying to recover from with this colloidal silver?
Well, she had some kind of organ failure going on and like anorexia.
Oh, no.
But she was drinking and she was getting hammered all the time.
Organ failure, drinking, and anorexia all together?
Yeah, and it's a fascinating story because she was a manager at McDonald's, took MDMA, and boom, there you go.
Oh, my God. God, her skin is blue as fuck.
Yeah.
That's what it was like before she died?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that one dude that went on like Oprah or something like that? His skin was blue.
Papa Smurf guy.
Yeah. Same thing, right?
Same thing.
How many people have done that? Google how many people have turned blue. People turning blue using colloidal silver.
I also found. Duncan will probably get to this.
There's another one of her.
Just part of the story. The headline on Variety.
Mother God, Robin Williams, and alcohol is medicine.
Yeah, dead celebrities had something to do with this too.
Robin Williams talked to her. Like she had contact. She channeled Robin Williams.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, it is. But
I can't wait to watch it.
So
I love a good cult documentary, dude.
I didn't mean to derail our conversation about the president. What I mean is that it's a similar thing. You start off wanting to be president, and you become president, but then you're in this system where you're trapped. Like you got to have security for the rest of your life. I think it's mandatory. Like if you've been president, that means you are being constantly monitored for the rest of your life by the U.S. government. Like so, it's a similar fucking thing. Like you're like even if you have the best intention, by the time you get in there and you have to start making these rotten decisions and you have to feel the hate of at least half the country every fucking day, the psychic hate of half the country, probably more than half of the world. It's crushes you. It kills you. So it's a really like dangerous, shitty, rotten job that you trapped yourself in, and then you don't want to leave because what are you gonna do after you've experienced that level of power? How do you go back to a regular life?
Well, you're never a regular person ever again. I mean, no who has vanished the best? I guess W. He's pretty much vanished.
I mean, but well, look at what he started doing. He started doing those paintings of
Weird
people,
paintings.
Military in the war that he started.
Yeah, weird paintings.
I think Jimmy Carter did a pretty good vanishing act. Like you kind of dropped out. You didn't hear about him that much.
True.
Obama, now he's like directing movies now and stuff.
But W did 2 terms. You know?
Yeah, right.
2 terms, 8 years, during the height of the war on terror. It was right after 9/11 that he got elected. So he gets elected, it's 2020, and then 2021, or 2001 rather, we have 9/11. So it's like not that long after he was president, and then all of a sudden his approval rating goes up, and everybody likes him more.
Right.
And for 8 years, this guy was involved with Dick Cheney in this war that now everybody thinks of as a fucking catastrophe.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of melted away. And he's just painting somewhere now. Just where people with machine guns like stand around and keep eye
Yeah.
out for everything.
Because for sure there's someone coming for you. Like for sure there's somebody out there who's like, I'm just going to kill him someday. I'm just going to get to him. That's how you have to wake up, just knowing that's your life. Fuck that
Or
job.
like Salman Rushdie when he got attacked on stage.
It's-
That's like 20 years after the fatwa.
Yeah, yeah.
Some guy came on stage and stabbed him. If you're like Dick Cheney, you can't go anywhere without worrying someone's going to get you. I mean, they made a movie about you where fucking, what's his name, Batman. Christian Bale played you.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Yeah, dude.
Like, and it's not favorable, right? It's not a favorable movie. Like, what did you guys do?
I mean,
What did you do?
this is why there's a whole strata of society that's designed for people like that, I'll never see. It's some rarefied place with
Called Bohemian Grove.
Ha!
Yep. That's such a good comparison to what happened with Mother Love Mother.
Mother God.
Mother God. Sorry, my apologies. My apologies to the group, because they're still around. They haven't disbanded, even though this happened to the person that they considered a god. Very, very interesting stuff. I think it's a perfect, like the presidency. That's exactly what it's like. You're regular and you're fighting to get into position. Maybe you're a senator, you're a congressman, you're having these arguments, you're one-upping people, you're winning debates, you're doing what you have to do, you're shaking hands, you're doing everything, and then all of a sudden somebody's like, you could do it, and then a bunch of people help you campaign, and then you become president, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm in charge, and I have my administration, and then some people come to you and they say, yeah, so the thing about that is, not really. But they don't really say that to you. They just kind of start breaking down how things are going to go. And this is what we handle. We handle this. We handle that. We handle that. We let you know this. We let you know that. And all of a sudden you start realizing, oh, I'm not fully in charge. Not the way I thought I was going to be. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Like they feel like they're going to,
It's almost more like a puppet.
Yeah, because then all of a sudden it's just like, hey, and we just need you to speak to the people. So this is happening, this, and this is happening. We need you to speak to the people.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there's a speechwriter. I'd much rather you say this.
Yeah, true.
And then it's just like, you're just this, you're like you said, you're just this figurehead. You're just this symbol. Mm-hmm. And you have to go out there. You can't just stop. You can't out of nowhere just stop.
Yeah.
You can't. Because then all of a sudden you can't go back. You can't step backwards and be like, maybe I'll be a senator again. Maybe I'll be a congressman again. It's like, no. Then you're out of all that.
Yes.
They're going to push you out of all that. You're done. So you have to go through this now. And then the great example he said that actually compares to, what was it? Mother Lover?
Mother God.
Mother Lover God? Mother Lover God lady? Then all of a sudden, when you're done, you have these security people, these Secret Service who are around you every single day forever. Mm-hmm. And in a way, they're there for your protection, but they're also monitoring you.
Yes.
Like, what if you're like, I'm just going to go to China? They're like, why?
Yeah.
And you're like, I figured, yeah, you know what? We looked into it. Security measure. Probably shouldn't go.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. That's all they're going to start saying to you. You want to go certain places, they're going to be like, nah. You want to go to Russia? Nah. It gets cold here. Don't worry. We'll take you to Vermont.
Yeah.
Take you to Wisconsin. It gets just as cold, sir. You're okay with that, right? What you can't say anything. There's
Yeah.
Secret Service. And I would be so surprised if the Secret Service wasn't connected to other agencies.
Oh, they are for sure.
They are, right?
Yeah.
I would like. So then all of a sudden it's like you're imprisoned by this thing that you fought for forever.
Yeah.
You know, and on top of that, I would liken that to celebrities as well. Celebrities, look at Duncan. He's just in a state of joy. Look at him. Oh, he just loves being with his friend. That's how I am when I'm with you.
He looks like a happy bunny.
Yeah. He looks like the happy bunny.
Yeah.
The final bunny. It's Duncan. But I would liken that to be, we just had this talk. We were talking about The Rock. We were just talking about The Rock.
Yes.
And she out of nowhere, she goes, I wonder if he just goes home and cries. And it's like, yeah. Because what else would he be allowed to do?
Yeah. We were watching his video about the burgers and the tequila.
Penguin Zero, this creator that I follow, I love him. I pretty much do videos like this. You think it's because of Rogan. It's actually because of Penguin Zero. Check him out. He's great. He was just talking about how The Rock made this ad about going to In-N-Out for the first time.
Yeah.
And he's like, does this guy not realize that he has 2 other videos on his Instagram
With
that
In-N-Out.
saying that he's going to In-N-Out every single time? He's like, this is my first time.
Yeah.
Never had it before. This is my first time. And it's like he's captured. It's like he's a puppet.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, make sure to say it's your first time. And even if he remembers and goes, well, didn't I do this 9 months ago? They're going to be like, Dwayne, just don't worry about it. It's your first time, okay?
First time, In-N-Out burger.
It's your first time, okay? We already wrote the post. And he's just like, okay, it's my first time. Put 2 bottles of tequila next to it. Your tequila. Remember that.
Yeah.
Remember, don't forget to talk about the tequila. He's like, hamburgers don't go with tequila. They're like, Dwayne, just please, can we just get this done? They've already paid. And it's just like he's captured now.
Yeah.
You know, the people who he surrounded himself with become his like bars.
Yeah.
You know, it's really
he probably
weird,
does cry a lot.
right? Probably really upset.
Yeah.
You know, and then his ex-wife comes in and says, "Take your shots." That's it. He has to take testosterone and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
That's never stopping ever.
No.
They're like, as long as you had a movie career, you're taking high levels of testosterone. So.
Yeah.
Which I kind of envy that. I kind of want to take some testosterone. She's holding me back. She's my bar from testosterone, or else I would just be like, "Urgh." I'd be pumped up with it right now.
You're already big enough.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. It just made me realize celebrities, politicians, mother loving, they're all just captured in that way.
Made me think of McLovin.
Yeah. But it's like you get to a certain level of power, of status, and then all of a sudden, it's like reverse. It's almost like getting, and like, no offense to anybody who's very old, but it's like getting tremendously old. You become the head of the family, and now the family takes care of you.
Yeah.
Now the family.
At some point you deteriorate.
Yeah, now they call the shots of what you do.
Yes.
And everybody's aware of what you're doing. And if you're like, I'm going to the store, they're like, oh, no, you're not. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for you going to the store and breaking a hip or something. You know what I mean? It gets so rough.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I don't know. Just made me think of that. This whole cult aspect of things. Jeez. So what happened with this lady? Let's go into that a little bit, because I didn't watch this documentary, and when things sound very dark like that, I just make her look into it. I say, honey, I'm just gonna come with the rants, and you look into that dark thing for me.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But we were gonna watch the documentary, but we didn't have what we needed to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was on Netflix, so I was gonna be like, let's watch it, but it's not. So.
Yeah, weird. But anyway, a little bit about their doctrine and beliefs. So they literally believe in like pretty much any conspiracy theory you can think of. There are some that I can't even say because they're so bad. But other ones are that, so this lady, Amy Carlson, was the lost queen of Lemuria.
Whoa,
Yeah.
really?
And that the Lemurians live in Mount Shasta. So they believed all that.
They might have got me with that one.
Oh, there you go.
I love a good Lumerian story.
And they also said that Donald Trump was her dad in a past life.
She gets everything.
Yeah.
She gets everything. That's nice.
And also that she speaks to the spirit of Robin Williams, who was actually the archangel Zadkiel.
Wow.
Yep.
He was angelic. He was a nice man.
He was a nice man.
He was a good man.
But it's funny because if you watch some of the the videos of her, she like talks to like Robin.
She'll be like, hey, Robin, what's going on?
Yeah.
Really?
More so like, oh, Robin knew this would happen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that. I can't imagine seeing somebody in a bad state, like Duncan was saying, like wrapped in alcoholism and all these things.
Yeah.
And you're enabling it.
Yes.
You're just like aiding it.
Exactly. And they also have references to the theories of Atlantis, Anunnaki, reptilians, literally kind of everything you can think of.
Well, I can't argue. Atlantis was real.
Yeah.
These people sound like they know a little bit of something. Atlantis is real.
Yeah.
No?
And like they said, Joe and Duncan were talking about that she has been reincarnated several times, including as Jesus Christ, Cleopatra, Joan of Arc, Marilyn Monroe.
You get all of them?
Apparently she's all of them.
That's a little wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the same time, kind of would make sense. If you got, like, if you were that, I don't know, if you had that kind of mission, I guess you come back as those monumental things.
Yeah, I guess.
You know?
But like I
feel
can't imagine like Marilyn Monroe being
Oh, yeah.
god.
Yeah. Never mind. Sorry. Yeah, see, they're crazy.
Yeah.
They almost got me.
Yeah.
Look how close I was.
And the reason all these people were following her is that she was claiming to be able to bring 144,000 people with her into a fifth dimension. So there was supposed to be like an intergalactic ship that was coming to pick her up.
See, that's where you lose me. You tell me that there's a ship coming. I'm like, okay, easy there.
Yeah.
Relax. There's a ship coming.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, all right? I'm like half in, half out with them, right? Fifth dimension, it's a bit much. We're in the third dimension, right? So when you do anything, like stuff like that, when you do that stuff, in my mind, you're interacting with things in the fourth dimension. So to think that you're stepping over the fourth and you're just going straight to the fifth and you get a ship, come on.
That's a lot.
Enough. That's enough.
That's a lot.
But they do say, and we've talked about this in terms of like the afterlife, there is no one who could really tell you that when you pass, you aren't going from this third dimension to the fourth dimension where things are more spirit bodied, we'll say, energy bodied kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. But I will tell you the theory is that there is a fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth dimension, apparently. And then I think maybe 10 and 11th, or maybe just above the ninth, there's source.
Yeah.
And they say that what you're doing in this lifetime is you keep on reincarnating until you learn everything. And then you go to the next. And then it's the same process over and over again until you reach source.
Oh.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
And it's not a they that's gone through it, that's for sure. It's just a person that you could like Google.
Interesting.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
If you open this,
Which one?
The one you have up, the article
Okay,
there.
let's go.
So this is talking a little bit about how they attracted people into their group. So it was very much an online presence. So they had, I think they said 2,700 hours of video on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everything. So they were very much going through these modern means to interact with people.
See, that's the thing. If you're going through these dimensions and then you're talking about Lumerians and Atlantis, Robin Williams, like all these, if you're bringing all that together, you're going to pull in a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people, especially if you're doing it online.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. And they were kind of preying on people at a certain time, like 4 years ago, as people started losing jobs and everything like that,
Yeah.
they would turn to online comfort measures
Of course. Yeah.
and looking into conspiracy theories and whatever else, and kind of landed with this group. And there was actually a story of a gentleman who ended up leaving his family to be with them.
Really?
Yeah. So he was drawn into the videos online, and he was initially interested in like QAnon theories, and that's how he
Whoa.
found them.
Wow.
Yeah. So he ended up, I forget where he was with his wife, but they had driven somewhere in separate cars. And then as she was leaving, she noticed him behind her turn the other way. So she followed him and went to the airport. And he was going to go leave his family to go to this group in Colorado.
Could you imagine that?
That's insane.
Wow.
And they had kids. They had a nice house. He was a military vet. He had just lost his job, though, and just got sucked into this. He was
sad.
also told that he had to stare at the sun to see the colors and the messages.
Whoa.
So he would kind of be up at weird hours and things and just doing strange things.
You know, so sad when you say he's a military vet. Like, they talk about it. There's a book called Tribe by Sebastian Unger, I believe his name is. And he talks about the psychology of how a lot of guys will go to war and then come back and crave war again because that's where the brotherhood is. And they know who has their back, and there's no question of that. And there's this camaraderie. And when they come back here to the civil life, they don't have any of that anymore.
It's sad.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's probably what that gentleman was looking for more than anything, because you got to think about it. It sounds nuts for him to leave his family. But then at the same time, if duty called again,
Yes,
he would also
That's
leave,
true.
you know? But
Yeah.
for a much better cause. Comparatively, I guess.
Yeah, in his mind state at that point.
Yeah.
But he ended up going to Colorado to be with them. His wife saw him on like one live stream video and then not again after that. And then they got a call from a hospital in Colorado. He was found wandering around in the wilderness in severe mental and physical distress.
Yeah.
And his retinas, his eyes, were all burned from the sun because he was staring at it so much.
See, like, and that's so crazy because, like, when you look at this picture that I have up here, it's like these look like, yeah, they're all like, yeah, this is great, and she looks so fun. But then they're having people do stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's where it gets so dark with these things.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, you bring up all those things I'm laughing about, you know, Lumerians and like all the things that they're throwing around, lizard people, I bet, too, and just, but then all of a sudden it's like you're having guys do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, ugh.
Yeah. And we can't even show it, but I was looking up the videos of her interacting with her disciples,
Yeah.
and she is extremely abusive.
Yeah,
Like she was like yelling and swearing
thing you
and
play
saying
for-
such bad words that we can't show it.
This
so look it up.
woman literally sounds. What are they called now? 5D disclosure?
Oh
Is that
my
what their group's
gosh,
called now?
5D full disclosure.
Whoever
something
you
like that.
guys are, that lady sounds like she's from a trailer park. And now I'm not gonna say that there's no nice people in a trailer park, but she sounds wild.
Yeah.
Like what? Like perfect example. She sounds like you ever seen what's that show called? Super Canadian show.
Oh,
Trailer Park Boys. Mr. Leahy, like the guy
I don't know
that
who that
runs the
is.
park. He's like the security for the park, and he's like always extremely drunk.
Oh my gosh.
It's like same thing. He's just like
Yeah.
all over. That's what she sounds like.
Yeah.
It's nuts. If you hear this guy talk, he's just like super abusive to the people he talks to, like just terrible,
Yeah.
terrible. And this was the person that they were considering a god.
Yes. Exactly.
And then, like Duncan said, when she would act like that, the way they would justify it is that she was in her lowers.
Yes.
So she wasn't operating in her higher self.
And they would also justify it like she has to absorb the negative energy of the world to cleanse it. So that's the negative energy coming out.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
Just enabling, and at the same time, imagine you have this mindset where you're going along with that,
Yeah.
and you're thinking that's okay, and this woman's turning blue in front of you
Yeah.
because she's eating that silver.
Well, they were actually feeding it to her.
Wow.
So that's one of the things they sold online. They had like a little online store with like healing tinctures and things.
And that was one of the things.
And one of them was colloidal silver. So what happened was she was diving deep into alcoholism and very kind of unhealthy tendencies.
Yeah.
She was losing a lot of weight because she had anxiety disorders and she might have been anorexic.
Yeah. She's one of
So
them.
as they were noticing her deteriorating, they would give her more and more shots of silver.
Wow. So odd. So odd, that type of behavior.
Yeah. And then this is another weird thing. So Robin Williams said that 103.1 pounds is the maximum weight that she can get to in order to ascend out of the false world and into the 5D plane.
Wow.
So she couldn't ever weigh above that. And then all her other disciples started losing weight too to make sure that they could also ascend.
Wow. Jeez. It shows, you know what that really shows as you're saying that? It shows the power of groupthink.
Yeah.
How powerful right now as we talk about it, if you're listening right now, you're like, this is ridiculous. And like, that's how ridiculous groupthink can push you. You can get pushed to such a ridiculous level. And if you, while this was all happening, if you were to try to explain that to any of them, they'd be like, you don't get it.
Yeah.
You're a pleb. you don't have the mental state that we have to handle. You just don't get it.
Yeah.
You haven't had the teachings. You just haven't seen the teachings.
Yeah.
You don't get it. If you had the teachings, you'd understand. It's very odd. It makes you think a lot about the wild things you see in terms of protests and people getting in each other's faces who don't even know each other. They're on this side. They're on Palestine side, Israel side, left, right, whatever. And they're willing to get to this wild outburst level with people they've never met.
Yeah.
Over people they've never seen, over politicians they don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, it shows you how strong it gets. It's really strong.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
Really wild.
And then another thing that happened was she had asked her followers never to take her to a hospital because
She asked them to do that?
yes, before she was sick. So she had asked them not to take them to the hospital because she thought that the people who were against her in the world would come hurt her while she was in the hospital.
Yeah.
So the really sad part was that when she was,
In need of a hospital.
yes, she actually tried to get help and she was asking for them to bring her to a hospital and they thought it was a test. So they were like, nope. And they refused to get her help.
That's crazy.
And her body started shutting down. So that's it. At one point it was like her lower half was paralyzed.
Yeah.
She couldn't walk. So they had to like pick her up and move her room to room and bring her alcohol and bring her food and whatever else.
Still with the alcohol. Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And she ended up turning so blue, her skin, that when she did pass and the police found her, they thought that the group had painted her because she was that funny colored.
Wow. Yeah, see, that's, again, like exactly what I was talking about at the beginning. Like the power, it becomes like a cell.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden you're caged in and all of a sudden you're like, hey, I want help. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're just testing me.
She also passed
That
away
happened
on
in,
like,
sorry to interrupt. That actually happened in Fight Club too. There's a part where he's trying, I forget what he's trying to do. He's either trying to get people to stop or something, and they just think he's testing them. They're like, I know this is a test.
yeah.
And he's like, this is not a test.
It's not a
He's like,
test.
"Please." That's what I try to do with her when I try to get chocolate. I want my chocolate, and she has it hidden, and she's like, "It's not a test.
You
I
asked
just
me to
want
hide it.
I just want the chocolate now. I just want my
care.
candies." But seriously, it gets that's such a kidding, but like that's such a scary situation.
Yeah.
Not just for her, but that people can get to that point
Yeah, for sure.
where you can see someone. And I told you about a situation like that. I actually had a situation like that where someone I knew needed help. They were injured,
Yeah.
and there was other people that were like, no, come do this thing instead. And I remember it was like a religious thing, and I was like,
Oh no.
I was like, yo, I'm like,
Oh
go.
yes, you did tell me
Yeah,
that.
I was like, yo, go to the hospital. They're
Yeah,
like,
that was
nah,
crazy.
come do this thing. And I'm like, yo, like, why is this guy like? It was really, man, it pissed me off a lot.
Yeah.
Really made me mad.
Yeah,
It's too bad.
crazy.
You got to be able to step out of, you know what I think it is? I think you have to be able to step out of your beliefs.
But that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think it's an easier thing to do when you don't step too deeply into them.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
whether it's
Like
politics
you can't be blinded
or
by
yeah,
one thing.
yeah, whether it's politics or it's what you believe in terms of racial stereotypes, whatever it is. Don't step too deeply. Don't cement yourself in them. You know, like I try to see it. I don't know. I hope I'm able to do that. That's why I want to start having conversations with people, like doing interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I want to start having that.
And then you can see other perspectives and stuff.
But not to a angered debate level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a conversation.
I remember early on, some guy's like, I'm an environmentalist. I want to debate you. I'm like, I want to debate you. I'm like, what?
No.
You want to get into a debate? Like,
You're also the best at arguments. And I
pretty good at
would not wish anybody to
I'm
have
pretty-
to argue with you.
I'm pretty good at it, but it's not. You don't leave those situations feeling good.
No, you don't need that. It just increases your stress and
Yeah,
adrenaline,
it does.
and
Whether people realize it or not.
it does.
Like when I watch a creator called Destiny, and I see him debate people, and I'm like,
No.
oof. Like I can feel it.
Yeah,
I
I
watch
hate
like
that
Ben
feeling.
Shapiro and like Candace Owens. Like Candace Owens is always ready.
Yes.
Always, even if she's having like a pleasant conversation, she will like go
Snap
into it.
into it so quick.
And I'm like, ooh.
But you
jeez.
have to be on that level. Like
Yeah.
you have to be ready all the time.
Yeah.
And that's a fight or flight response
I
in
don't
your
like
body. It's
that.
not good for you.
That's how it was when you're like in the streets. You gotta be ready all the time, no matter
Yeah.
who you're around. And I'm like, ugh, I don't like that energy.
No,
anymore.
it's not good.
It's not fun.
It's not good for your body either.
It gets you. Just like my friends I have friends who got institutionalized because of how long they stayed in jail. It's the same kind of thing. You become like institutionalized. Like you hear a certain tone of voice or something, and all of a sudden it's like you get a flashback of like how you're
Yes.
supposed to be, and it's like, ooh.
Crazy.
That's how I look at debaters. You're institutionalized, people. Yeah, like let's keep going though. Whoa. Mother God, Robin Williams, alcohol, medicine.
Yeah, you can show that headline. A lot of what I was reading was
Was from
mostly
here?
from this article. Yeah, it's a very good article, super long. But they were also talking in here about how she actually passed away in Oregon, and her group had multiple bases. So they were in Oregon when she passed, but they wanted to go back to Colorado. So they actually transported her body with them as she drove. And at one point, they actually got stopped by the police while they were driving.
And hid the body?
Nope, it was in the back seat, in the sleeping bag, with sunglasses on.
Wow.
And the police just thought she was sleeping.
Wow.
And they were like camping along the way. And her lover, who they referred to as Father God, slept in the same tent beside her body.
He like there's a video that she showed me as well. We couldn't even show because of how vulgar the guy was.
Yes.
But he seems terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Well, they both do. They both seem awful.
Yeah. It's just I don't get it. I really don't get it. This whole thing. And then you look at her, she looks sweet. She looks like a nice lady.
And I was watching a video that was like the differences between 2016 and 2020 before she passed. And it was so night and day. Like in 2016, she looked more like kind of like a hippie vibe, like long, flowy hair, soft spoken to everybody, like welcoming. And then in 2020, she was just swearing and calling everybody names.
Yeah, I bet.
And like even in her face, you could see that she wasn't well. Like her skin had deteriorated.
Yeah, definitely. Sad. Really, really sad situation.
Well, the saddest part is that even though she's gone, they still have people carrying this on.
Oh, yeah. I was showing you that with the YouTube channel here.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that was her at the beginning, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She looks relatively healthy there.
She's like a normal lady, just probably on YouTube Live or Facebook Live or something like that.
Yeah.
Just doing their thing. They still exist. When you say it's still carrying on, they still exist. This is their website. So now they call themselves 5D Full Disclosure. That's their website now.
Yeah.
So now it's like Mother's Creation. So now they're going to start kind of using her as like a deity of sorts.
Yeah, exactly. Because now they're saying that, she did ascend.
Yeah, exactly. you know, and that's again back to the presidency. You know, they're like the spiritual deep state.
Yeah.
They keep going. They're fine. They get to eat. You're fine. And now they move on to the next and the next and keep absorbing whoever and whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't even the. I actually have the. I have the YouTube channel, so they have some. They have some videos now up. Let's see if I can put this up here. Yeah, they have some videos they got there. So whatever. They got 5 videos. Now they have someone named Aurora.
Yeah.
I pray that she does not also become the same way. But yeah, they're just doing it all over again.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Wild.
Because I can't believe she was like, she left her 3rd husband, her children, and her job.
She had children?
Yeah.
Amy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. To go be this. So people were saying she left more like a victim of a cult and then turned into the leader.
Yeah. True. But nobody was charged in this?
Oh, there were a bunch of people charged. I think 7 people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
But mostly in like
that's good.
Things to do with desecration.
Oh, like after.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
transporting.
Good. Because that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like at that point, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's so weird.
Like, what are you thinking of?
So weird. And also
you're not
child endangerment because there were 2 kids living in the house where she was kept.
Crazy. But I was also saying, and also not tell the family, not tell her children.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, I couldn't find very much info about her children. I don't think they want much to do with her.
For sure, they don't want to be known as the
No, of course not.
especially to those people. Who knows what those people
Ew,
will do?
yeah, creepy.
And try and contact you and stuff.
Yeah.
Terrible. Yes, yeah, just wild stuff. Well, good. I'm glad somebody got charged. Somebody deserves to get charged in that situation.
Yeah.
Definitely. So what do you think of it all in all after looking into it?
I'm surprised I hadn't heard about this before because this is such like a big thing that was going on. There was like, they had a compound in Hawaii as well.
Really?
And the Hawaiians were like protesting because they didn't want anything to do with those people.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's very interesting.
Yeah. So this was like in the news for quite a while. Like they were all on Dr. Phil.
Oh, really?
Like it's a whole thing.
Hold on a second. They're on Dr. Phil. Hold on.
I think it's that girl Aurora on the YouTube channel, and then another one named Hope.
What was it was called the Love
Has One.
Has One Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
Now I just want to see it because I will tell you one thing. Dr. Phil is like completely off topic, but you know the Catch Me Outside girl?
Yeah.
I've already told you this before. That was all planned. Dr.
Yes.
Phil has connections with the same people that are connected to TMZ, and those people are connected to a record label called Atlantic Records, and they all work together, and she became this superstar and then got a record deal, and then all of that was very planned. Very, very planned.
Yeah.
The industry is dirty.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Phil's definitely not an altruist.
She says things so much wiser than me. Definitely not altruist.
That's what I'll say. It's an insult, but hidden.
Yeah. So this is, he actually did.
Yeah.
So he actually speaks with her. Whoa. This is very interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If they actually talk, I'll give you guys the audio, but just wanted to see. So he
those
is
are the
talking.
2 girls.
He is talking with Aurora.
Yeah. I think because those 2 are the ones who are like running the social media stuff.
Yeah. They're the deep state.
Yes.
They're the ones you'll never see.
Well, you see all the time.
Yeah, or you see all the time now, yeah. Wow.
Well, they were like always on the lives.
Oh, yeah.
On the videos. It was just them 2. Probably because they're just like 2 pretty girls.
I was going to say that's how they pull in the guys.
Yeah, well, it's how they pull in anybody.
That too, right?
That's just how psychology
you're
works.
normal.
Exactly.
You're normal.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because all of these people are liars, and Mom's going to be sharing the whole truth.
Well, Mother God, as she is known by her followers, says she has a divine plan.
absolutely amazing. She's magical.
I believe that Amy is scamming all of her followers. She has people buy stuff for her and send her gifts.
Your contract is to be conscious. So having the unconscious is saying, I'm
It's so crazy. I don't even want to watch this whole thing. It's very disturbing. And it looks like that video that you were playing for me with that guy standing there where he gets... Oh, yeah. I almost didn't unmute her. Yeah, it almost seems like that video you played for me where she was berating that gentleman there.
Yeah.
So I don't want to watch that.
No.
But yeah, interesting that we haven't heard about it sooner.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. And it's very sad that people get sucked into those things.
Yeah, definitely.
Whenever I read, like I was on their website, and in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, is there some kind of like brainwashing tool in this website that I shouldn't see? You know?
No, it's not that. It's just...
No, it's just these people are just kind of disadvantaged at a very sad spot in their lives, usually.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, a person that doesn't have community is so important. I was just talking with my buddy Dre about this because he's like a dad of 5 and he's like wanting to start a YouTube channel. And I'm like, yeah, start it. Like start showing yourself as like a dad and a father and a husband who just likes to take care of his wife, take care of his kids.
Just a positive guy.
Yeah, like just start showing that because there's none of that. You know, think about that guy that you just told us about, that vet. Maybe if he had some YouTubers that were like that, he'd gravitate towards that.
Yeah. Or some other vets, people he could relate to.
Normal people. I'm telling you, we don't have any normal people. It's crazy. It's nuts. I'm telling you, Jordan, like I love Jordan Peterson, but he's not normal.
No. And it's always the crazy people who got blown up as well.
Yeah. Like Jordan Peterson's great, but he's just not a normal guy. He's a guy sitting in a $15,000 suit, like with 1,000 people sitting in front of him.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, it's not normal. You see Andrew Tate, and he's not normal. He's screaming about Bugattis. And he's like, I bought $2 million cars. And it's like, okay, what are you talking about? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
What am I looking at?
Yeah.
No one's normal. That's why I was like, I'm like willing to help him in any way to start that channel because we need more normal people. So people who are feeling like they're in that spot that you're talking about don't get pulled into things like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Someone said my demeanor is much better when I do podcasts with you.
Oh, really?
They said
You get less angry?
I'm all smiley and we're
that's
laughing and
nice.
stuff.
Yeah, of course. We always have a good time.
Anyway, you got anything else?
No, that was it.
Guys, subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. And let me know what you think in the comments of this whole thing. This whole thing. You know, celebrities being pets, politicians being captured. And not captured in the sense of like corrupt. Captured in the sense of they're actually barred in to what they're doing. And this whole mother loving God one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, mother loving God one. Anyways, guys, other than that, we are out.
Bye.